Good morning. I have moved and I am now back. I have the internet and I took a couple of days off just to kind of equalize myself as we are going through very intense energy right now. And the eclipse is obviously today, it already occurred this morning. And for myself, my dogs were pretty triggered by it. And when it occurred, they both growled and carried on, and as did several dogs in the neighborhood. So, just something to be mindful of. And did your dogs do this? Did you notice something with the eclipse? And if you did, put it in the comments. I'm really curious. And please do like, share, and subscribe so that we can build community here. And what do we get today? Well, I am a medical astrologer, and I use tarot, astrology, and numerology as a combined system, and particular emphasis with 36 faces, the Golden Dawn system of the Decan. I did this reading today at 6:44 a.m., which is a 1-4 energy, or a 5, which I'm expecting some dynamic things to unfold. Today is March 14th, 2025, which gives us a 1-7 energy, where we might be kind of delulu today. We might have some problems making decisions. Today is Venus Day. And what beads would I suggest? Moss agate for calming, moonstone for healing and intuition, amethyst for relaxation, something black, obviously, to ward off the darkness, aquamarine for emotional balance, and almandine garnet for grounding and for the passions that we feel. Many of us really very worked up. And today, our cards are yet again a fire and water polarity. And today we have this Ace of Wands, all about fire, the power of fire, the power of fire in Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, where I fully expect these three signs to see many breakthroughs for themselves. And what do we have? Well, we have a Pisces Virgo eclipse taking place, details of spiritual evolution, where we are reassessing perfection. Venus says today is exposing themes around harmony and relationships, with the additional factor of having new beginnings in Aries. During this eclipse, as I said, my dogs were rather intense. My schnauzer curled up next to me and was shaking something fiercely. So I don't know what that was all about, but I want people to be aware, to pay attention. I feel like she was saying that swift action is about to take place. She is a service dog, so sixth house, that is just rather interesting. And so what's going on? Well, we have fire, if you will, someone on fire with ideas, or maybe we're on fire with ideas. And then we have water, where something else wants to put out these fires, if you will. We are in a place of learning how to release outdated concepts. The cards suggest we are under the guardianship of our guides. The unseen energies will be exposed, and we must surrender ourselves spiritually while letting go of the critical thinking of others. As we look back, we can see that we've counted on those seeking perfection in some ways, tied to control. And we'll find that we need to seek balance and grounding in wisdom. Pisces is boundless spirituality and emotional fluidity, while Virgo is about service and structure, discipline in all matters that relate to the earthly planet that we live on. We are being taught and integrated through a process of intuition and practicality to strive for a higher ideal and vision. We will be learning hard truths as to why our collective intuition is so alerted. And I know for myself, I felt like I've been going through a Kundalini awakening, even though I've been highly awake as I understood it spiritually since the early 90s, where I have been practicing spirituality continuously. So what do we have? Those making decisions now fearful and in a state of reaction to what they have created. They're not really liking what this energy is about. Today's eclipse energy in Venus in Aries, with the additional factor of Mercury in Aries getting ready tomorrow on the 15th to go retrograde, meaning it's stationing today. This phase will create a shift in our mental communications, where we will reevaluate our plans, thoughts, and interventions. Those making choices for us, the people, will be in a need to relook at their goals and priorities. Mercury will go back into Pisces March 29th through the 7th of April, where boundaries will be quite blurred. So be very careful during this time. It's going to lead to confusion and misinterpretations. Watch impulsive speaking and thinking. Decision makers now clouded with fear. And therefore, reactive thinking rather than with clear and clarified thinking. So we are going to see some stuff. Put your wading boots on and carry your fire hat, okay? And so what do we get? This is paired obviously with the death card, and you can see red, it's passionate. There's a man standing there with a scythe, somebody wanting to take people out, somebody believing they're so powerful they could just ride on in and just take us all out if that's what's needed. Well, someone's head is on fire, but in a water sign. Not a good look. So the move is intended in a direction where someone wants to reenact old and historic legislation. The timing couldn't be more precarious, with uncertainty and emotional bias. With Mercury in retrograde is bold, but due to this relook will lead to poorly thought out actions. Expect massive miscommunications at this time and avoid unnecessarily conversations and conflicts. I know for myself, sometimes I want to say something, I want to get triggered, and then I take a moment or two to think about what I want to be saying, and I realize I have no business saying a word. So just if you find yourself wanting to say something and you don't find the clarity you need, don't say anything. Use this time to rethink how you can and will assert yourself. Avoid jumping to conclusions. Focus on clarity and channel your inner patience. If you intend to gather and protest at this time, there is going to be a mass sensitivity as we know it. There possibly could be a release of control and, there could possibly be a karmic action and reaction and someone wanting to control any kind of gatherings. this could lead to physical arrest. They are going to start putting out there in a way that we're not allowed to gather, even if it is peaceful, because they themselves are in fear. And we ourselves need to be careful that we don't get martyred. We are witnessing a massive misuse of power. This will definitely backfire, and it is now in the process of backfiring. The equinox on 3/20 is going to be about renewal for all of us. Fresh starts will occur. Likely today, an order will be signed, being done on Friday, so that the people themselves are very ignorant and unaware of it. This is a technique that this administration has used to fool us back into an old paradigm. That even this act is being misstated. That the way it's being used, it's actually an act of 1808 as well. So pay attention. There will be targets on civilians at this time, and it could lead to mass arrests of lawful gatherings. As we witness civilians being shipped off, this is being done to drive fears, to create a massive fear paralyzing us. But what's really happening in reality is that those that are attempting to deliver us this absolutely controlling Project 2025 will find that what they're delivering is deeply rooted in the past, and that the people themselves are no longer interested in following and will not result in the power they wish to create. And so, yes, they are extremely fearful of what is coming. And again, if your dogs or your pets last night or early in the morning hours acted up, please do tell me. I'm just quite curious. I'm going to pay attention. It sort of unnerved me, but then again, it didn't, because I'm feeling that what it really is we shifted out of the power and control dynamic overnight and shifted into something new and hopeful for us, the people. So if you gather, if you protest, do keep in mind that this could be ugly. And I myself am not going to be gathering and protesting, as I have late stage illness, and I'm not going to put myself in that kind of a circumstance, because I can't take from an immunity point of view what might happen. So with all of this, I do thank you very much for joining me here today. And again, I ask that you like, share, and subscribe, and leave comments. And I'm so very grateful for all that are here. Thank you so much for being here.